Good morning. We're live here on 13 WMAZ Plus here at the Middle Georgia Regional Airport. I'm Maggie Fitzgerald reporting for 13 WMAZ News. It's a very exciting day here at Middle Georgia Regional Airport. The inaugural direct flight to Fort Lauderdale, thanks to Contour Airlines, is happening this morning, and it's about to depart in just, let's see here, in about 4 minutes. There's about 30 people on this sold-out flight this morning. Again, it's a very exciting day here in Macon Bibb. For the first time, travelers in Central Georgia can take that direct flight to Fort Lauderdale. The new service launched today. Again, that first flight is departing in just, we're about 1 minute away now. Now, Fort Lauderdale is one of Florida's most popular destinations, known for its cruise ports as well as international travel connections. Of course, those Florida beaches as well. Now, today's launch comes after a previous effort with the county to establish a direct flight to Fort Lauderdale just last year through Spirit Airlines. But, however, that route was canceled before it ever got off the ground for folks, so nobody was able to ever take that direct flight to Fort Lauderdale. That came as Spirit Airlines restructured its operations just last year. As we know, that airline closed its operations earlier this year, just a few weeks back. But today, again, is an especially exciting day as that Fort Lauderdale flight takes off. We are seeing crews direct the flight now. We might want to pan over here, Colin, in just a second. We can see those crews right over there about to direct the flight to take off. Now, officials are also celebrating this milestone this morning. We heard from Mayor Lester Miller, who pointed to major local investments he says helped make it possible. He highlighted the airport's extended runway, the new guitar-shaped executive terminal, downtown's convention center, the new arena coming to town in East Macon, as well as trail expansions at the Ocmulgee Historical National Park. Of course, the county is continuing its effort to make it a national park to bring more folks here, to bring more travelers to Macon, as well as other local attractions for people to enjoy, including the Little Richard House and the Tubman Museum downtown, as well as the newly renovated Otis Redding Center. Now, the mayor says those improvements, combined with partnerships with companies, will help attract business, boost tourism, reduce travel hassles for people here in Macon, and of course, keep the county growing. And as this first flight taxis toward the runway here, city leaders are encouraging folks to take advantage of the new service, including connections through Fort Lauderdale to destinations, to cruises, and across the Caribbean. We heard from other officials this morning, including Doug Fayor here at the Middle Georgia Regional Airport. He spoke to folks saying it was a long time coming. It was very exciting for both the county and travelers here today. But we are about to see that flight take off in just a few minutes. We spoke to some travelers today. We spoke with traveler David Lucas, who will be traveling to Fort Lauderdale. He happens to have a business conference down there today, so the timing made it perfect for some people to get out here to the Middle Georgia Regional Airport, pay $7-8 to park their car, and hop on a flight. Very convenient for folks here in Central Georgia. But again, we're seeing these crews move into position. We're seeing this flight make its way toward the tarmac. I think it's going to start moving any second now. Again, it's a sold-out flight with tickets as low as $99 for folks. It's a little bit of a drizzle. We might be getting some Florida weather right now, so I'm going to put on my hood if that's okay with everybody. But again, it's a very exciting day here. Hopefully this rain is not on the other side of this flight for folks down as they make their way towards Fort Lauderdale this morning. But again, this is a very exciting day for folks. This is the first time folks here in Central Georgia are getting that direct flight to Fort Lauderdale. Of course, we're seeing the flight move right now towards the tarmac here. You're getting a live look here of this inaugural flight, a sold-out flight to Fort Lauderdale this morning. Oh, and another plane coming in as well. And there it goes, folks, a sold-out flight. Contour Airlines debuting its direct flights to Fort Lauderdale, a sold-out flight this morning. We spoke with passengers who tell us they are very excited there. Very smooth sailing in terms of TSA, very short line this morning. And lots of excitement here at the Middle Georgia Regional Airport. Look at that. We got quite the show out here at the Middle Georgia Regional Airport this morning. Again, if you're just joining us here on 13 WMAZ Plus, you are watching the very first departing flight, direct flight to Fort Lauderdale from the Middle Georgia Regional Airport, courtesy of Contour Airlines. Again, this is a long time coming for Macon-Bibb County. They tried to make this happen last year through Spirit Airlines before the airline restructured some of its operations. Of course, as many people know, Spirit Airlines completely closed its airline operations a few weeks back this year. But thanks to Contour Airlines, this direct flight to Fort Lauderdale has been made possible. Lots of excitement here at the Middle Georgia Regional Airport. We heard from Mayor Lester Miller. I spoke with him earlier this morning. He's wearing his Hawaiian shirt. Lots of excitement here. And there it goes. So again, this is a sold out flight this morning with tickets as low as $99 for folks to get that direct flight. About 30 people on that flight. Again, we spoke with some passengers, including passenger David Lucas this morning, who happens to have a work conference in Fort Lauderdale. So people are traveling for leisure, for vacations, as well as business. But very convenient for folks. Again, you can just pay a nice $7, $8 here at the Middle Georgia Regional Airport to park your car and go through a very quick TSA line here at the Middle Georgia Regional Airport. A smooth sailing for folks, a very exciting morning. We heard from Doug Fayor with the Middle Georgia Regional Airport, as well as Mayor Lester Miller and Gary Wheat with Visit Macon, all sharing the same level of excitement about this debut departing flight, direct flight to Fort Lauderdale. And slowly moving across the tarmac here. Again, this flight was scheduled to depart at 9:40 this morning. Looks like we are departing on time. A little bit of a drizzle out here. I know I'm no meteorologist, but we're feeling some of that Florida humidity here in Central Georgia this morning.
They're going to take off going that way, so they've still got to go and taxi this way and turn around. So it might be like 5 to 8 minutes.
All right, we were just told this debut departing flight to Fort Lauderdale will be traveling along the tarmac for the next 4 or 5 minutes if you're still with us here on 13 WMAZ Plus. We're sticking with you here at the Middle Georgia Regional Airport this morning, just to give you a glimpse of this debut flight. A very exciting day for Contour Airlines, Macon-Bibb County, as well as the Middle Georgia Regional Airport here. You're expanding operations, direct flights to Fort Lauderdale this morning. A sold-out flight for their first one at 9:40. Again, what you're seeing here is the plane making its way across the tarmac. We spoke with visitors this morning, including passenger David Lucas, who has some business going on, a business conference or meeting in Fort Lauderdale, so very much a convenience for folks who are headed down there. All right, we picked up speed here. We are officially taking off that direct flight to Fort Lauderdale, the very first one here at 9:40 this Tuesday morning at the Middle Georgia Regional Airport. There she goes. And we are off. And there you have it, folks. She is up in the air, a sold-out flight for Contour Airlines debut inaugural, very first flight here at 9:40 this rainy Tuesday morning at the Middle Georgia Regional Airport. A very exciting day for Macon-Bibb County. Again, we heard from officials this morning, including Mayor Lester Miller, Doug Fayor with the Middle Georgia Regional Airport, Gary Wheat with Visit Macon. They're all sharing that same excitement this morning. We are very, very excited. We got some Hawaiian leis. Mayor Miller was sporting a Hawaiian shirt for this debut today. We're getting a little bit of what you're hearing here, we're getting a little bit of a smaller plane coming in here, but we are wrapping up here at the Middle Georgia Regional Airport this morning. Again, a very exciting day, lots to look forward to. Mayor Lester Miller says they hope to expand and continue their growth here, expanding their options and selections for folks to connect with more regions around the country and the world. We're very excited here, but we are wrapping up here on 13 WMAZ Plus. I'm Maggie Fitzgerald reporting for 13 WMAZ here live at the Middle Georgia Regional Airport. Thanks so much for tuning in.